Hi, I'm Catrina Peters from the Nevada Department of Agriculture. Today, we're talking about the Nevada school meal pattern and how it's improving school meals statewide. By now, you've probably seen this commercial talking about the benefits of healthier school meals. Today, we'll be discussing meat and meat alternates. All schools must offer a meat or meat alternate every day as part of the school lunch. Meat or meat alternate supplies protein, B vitamins, iron, zinc, and magnesium to the diet of children, while teaching them to recognize the components of a balanced meal. To meet the meat alternate requirement, you can choose animal-based proteins such as beef, fish, and poultry, or more vegetarian-friendly forms of proteins such as eggs, cheese, and yogurt. Legumes, such as beans and dried peas, can also count as the meat alternate. However, they can't count as both the meat alternate and the vegetable offering. Very similar to how we credit grains, we use an equivalency method to determine the ounce equivalent of a meat or meat alternate. Some items credit straight across, such as diced cooked chicken and regular cheese. However, most items will need to be credited using the USDA Food Buying Guide. Keep in mind that processed cheese spreads and sauces, such as cream cheese and powdered cheese sauce mix, do not credit as a meat alternate. In the Food Buying Guide, you will find how to credit items such as yogurt, peanut butter, and beans, in addition to how to credit raw meat such as ground beef, as well as cooked products such as ham. To look at raw ground beef, 1 pound of raw ground beef with 20% fat equals 0.74 pounds of cooked, drained lean meat. This means that in order to serve 1 ounce equivalent of meat, you would need to start with 1.35 ounces of raw ground beef. To determine how recipes currently being used credit, start with the amount of product used, divide by the number of servings, and add the correct multipliers to see how it credits. For example, if you use 20 pounds of raw, 20% fat ground beef, and the recipe yielded 160 servings, that would result in 1.475 ounce equivalents per serving. Since we round down to the nearest quarter ounce, this would credit as 1.25 ounce equivalents. Here's the math. From the example above, 1 pound, or 16 ounces of raw meat, will yield 11.8 ounces of cooked meat. If we multiply 20 pounds by 11.8, we get 236. We then divide 236 by the number of servings. In this case, 160 to get to 1.475 ounce equivalents per serving, and then round down to 1.25 ounce equivalents. Keep in mind if other ingredients are added, such as in a casserole, this will affect the serving size, so they must be factored in as well. Be sure to check the Food Buying Guide to see how other meats are calculated. We will use turkey ham as another example. If you're using the commodity fully cooked product, 1 pound as purchased equals 0.59 pounds of cooked turkey ham. If you want to serve a 1 ounce equivalent portion, you'll need to start with a 1.7 ounce serving by weight. For a 2 ounce equivalent serving, double it to 3.4 ounces of turkey ham. How does yogurt credit? Yogurt can be used as a meat alternate. 4 ounces by weight, or a half cup yogurt by volume, equals 1 ounce of meat or meat alternate. This applies to both dairy and soy yogurts. Yogurt products like frozen yogurt, drinkable yogurt products, homemade yogurt, yogurt-flavored products, yogurt bars, or yogurt-covered fruit do not credit. Nut and seed butters can be used to meet all or part of the meat alternate requirement. Some examples include almond butter, cashew nut butter, peanut butter, reduced fat peanut butter, sesame seed butter, soy nut butter, and sunflower seed butter. 2 tablespoons of nut or seed butter equals 1 ounce of meat alternate. Now let's get into beans and peas, also known as legumes. Beans and peas are versatile as they can be used as a meat alternate or as a vegetable. However, they cannot be credited as both. It's up to the menu planner to decide how the beans or peas will be credited that day and how they will meet the daily or weekly requirement. A 1/4 cup of cooked beans equals 1 ounce equivalent of meat or meat alternate. You can offer variations of beans or peas in a single meal. For example, this could be part of a salad or a soup. Please note, only mature, dried peas count towards the legume group. Fresh green peas are a starchy vegetable. The meat alternate must meet the minimum requirement, which is 2-ounce equivalents for students 9 through 12, or 1-ounce equivalent for younger students. There are also weekly required minimum amounts for each age and grade group. The menu has to be compliant with the daily and weekly minimums for the meat alternate component. There are no maximum limits for meats or grains, although calorie limits are still in place for each grade group. For products not included in the food buying guide, a product manufacturer statement or a CN label is needed to determine how the meat or meat alternate credits. Any questions?